Hey viewers, welcome to another game of the Casual Pro Gamer. Today we're going with Horsey, which is a Hecarim of course, and we are going to play a 3 versus 3. So I am looking forward to this. The 3 versus 3s are normally very entertaining to watch. They are a little bit quicker than the 5 versus 5s, although that's in general. Lately we have seen some pretty long games on this map. And that kind of negates the fact that well, there's a lot of action in the beginning. It all depends, of course, on whether or not people want to be aggressive, because you can actually be very aggressive on this map early on and well, just dominate the enemies. But most people just want to make sure that they get their farm on, which is really not necessary. I mean, it's not. You don't get the 5v5 team fights here. You should actually play this as a ganking map. And that way you will actually do it a lot better. So anyhow, we see that, well, we have a little bit of poke going out from Nidalee. She's stacking up that tier. And yeah, that's not going to be super useful yet. It is going to be useful later in the game. Finally, she hits one. And in the meantime, yeah, the enemies are doing the same thing. So they were sending out some poke with the Lee Sin, but not really getting anything done. So we are going top lane here with the Hecarim. Although I might actually set it to directed camera, because I don't want to miss any kills in the bottom lane. Let's just put it to directed camera. We will probably stay in bottom lane a little bit more than I would like. But no, there is aggression in the top lane. And wow, he used his ignite there, but doesn't actually follow up with damage. So yeah, that's kind of silly, of course. Hecarim is staying in. He does have healing potions, so he should be able to regenerate his health. And by doing so, of course, he can stay in. Nearly missing point blank javelin, which is kind of strange because yeah, that was a really easy one. And Hecarim has been pushed back to his turret. He is going to just farm, well, right there. And this time the ignite goes off from the Hecarim. And is it going to be enough? No! Oh, first blood goes to the javelin of, or, well, whatever he tosses, of the Pantheon. Pantheon actually managing to do it. Yeah, Hecarim doubted a little bit whether he could actually finish it off, and by the time he actually ran in, it was a little bit too late. It was not, well, too late to actually grab the kill, but he could have done a little more damage, and all he needed was like one more basic attack or skill to land, and all would have been fine. So, yeah, Nidalee not really doing any damage yet, obviously. Oh, it almost worked. The taunt from Shen was almost good enough, but not entirely, and we are going to pick up that kill. So Shen does need to get out of there. Yeah, the bleed was, or the hemorrhage I believe it's called, was what actually killed the Nidalee there. The taunt from Shen was just in time, but yeah, because of that bleed, or hemorrhage rather, it didn't actually work out. So the purple team trying to capture the altar? Yeah, they are. No, they're not. They're not going to capture the altar. Instead, he is coming in behind the Hecarim. It's not going to be too much of a problem, hopefully. But wow, look at that damage. Yeah, Pantheon is one of those champions that can really do a lot of damage. And hopefully we will be able to pick up this. No, we're not going to pick up the kill on Pantheon, because Nidalee missed like 2 javelins in that fight. Yeah, really, using the tier is good, but yeah, you need to at least be able to hit the javelins then. Otherwise, you're just stacking up 4 mana each time, and that is just not good enough. Obviously. So yeah, we are going to capture this one finally. So one of the altars going to us. The other altar is was already on the enemy team, I believe. I think they have one as well. Yeah, they have one as well. So yeah, there's that. So both teams get a little more gold. And the gold is of course why you do that. It's kind of a mechanism to make this game go a little quicker than Summoner's Rift. And yeah, since in the early game you kind of don't have anything that well, that can you don't have enough pressure to capture both altars. Nice, man. Hay fever, best thing ever. Glad they invented that. But anyway, yeah, in the early game you're not going to be able to capture both altars, so both teams get sorry. Both teams get that little bit of extra gold for each minion, but it stacks up over time, especially if you have a separate jungler, because then you get a whole lot of minions, and obviously that's good. Oh man. So anyhow, we are going to get killed here on the tower, and that was a 1-for-0 trade, but Shen might actually be able to escape here, but no, he's not. Thought he might be able to escape, but he actually picked up a kill. Wow. And they do get a turret kill on Lee Sin. Nobody tagged him, so yeah, there was nothing going on there. That is unfortunate, but that is the way it is. Yeah, obviously they would have liked to tag that, because that would have made this actually worth it. But yeah, no such luck. And it seems that Nidalee is just missing javelin after javelin after javelin. And that is something that you really can't afford, because as Nidalee, most of your damage, or well, as I should say as AP Nidalee, most of your damage comes from that, that javelin harass. And if you land one, obviously that's going to do a lot of damage. And yeah, that's of course especially late game. In the early game, yeah, it's like this, like 1/6 of someone's health. It's not too big of a deal if you miss one. But yeah, well, this kind of doesn't look good for the late game. Hecarim needs to get out of here. He needs to not sit on his tower here. But he is going to get sniped right now. And he did flash away from that, and actually the movement speed increase does make him get out. They are going to take out the tower here. Oh, but the two bottom laners came up, and they are going to be in a little bit of trouble for the simple reason that the enemy teamers were coming up, and they are just way stronger at this point. 2 and 6, we are about 3k, well 2.5k gold behind, and I wonder how this goes, because this was sent in by Hecarim, so I'm going to assume that they are going to make a comeback. Whether it's a full comeback or not, we will have to see that. 2 and 7 now, definitely far behind, and this should be an easy capture on the altar at least. Yeah, there you go. So yeah, that means extra power now. So not only the extra gold, which our team now doesn't have anymore, but so they do get actual extra gold, and they also get actual extra power. So 10% extra attack damage, 10% extra ability power. And yeah, look at this. Finally we are going to pick it up. Yeah, as soon as she starts derping around with that, well, with that javelin, she should be able to do a lot of damage. But yeah, finally able to have some AP with that Dorant Ring. Obviously, it's not the best, but well, it is good enough. So the enemy team is fully building AD, which means that you only need armor. You don't need any magic resist, which is going to put them in the advantage. So not the enemy team, but our team. Because if everyone can just buy a little bit of armor, you're going to be fine in team fights in the later game. Because armor is really strong in this game. There's not a lot of armor penetration to be had. And all in all, yeah, if you don't have too much, if you still have most of your builds the way it should be, then you should be able to win. It's just, you need that little bit of an advantage. And wow, Shen just completely decimated. And we are going to die. Yeah. Once again, the javelins. And this, no. Oh. Why would you dive in 1 versus 3? Because even if he got that kill, they still would have lost this tower. They probably would have lost the second tower as well. But yeah, well, no, Shen is already back up. Never mind. The respawn times are still low enough that it doesn't actually matter. At 3 versus 10, we are 5k gold behind on our 8k gold total. So that is a huge amount. But remember, this is 3 versus 3. This is not Summoner's Rift. The gameplay here is completely different in that on this map, you all work towards that last fight. The first fights really don't matter. It is all about that last fight. If in the late game you get 1 ace, you can take out probably 2 towers, or a tower and an inhibitor, or a tower and a nexus. And if it's late enough in the game, you can actually take out the whole lane. So you can take out the 3 towers, inhibitor and nexus all in one go. Depending on, well, how strong your team is. But if you get an ace in the late game, you have a strong push or strong turret killing team, then yeah, you can actually do that. And well, this enemy team doesn't have a strong tower killing team. And we really don't have one either. So we do have the ability to do a whole lot of stuff. So we have a lot of utility, just like the enemy team. But nobody really to kill the towers instantly. Like, yeah, I'm thinking Tryndamere, Master Yi, those kind of champions. Shaco, obviously. Those kind of champions, yeah, they can really do well by just going up to your tower and instantly killing it. And in the late game, that provides you with someone that can, when they aren't met in a push, so when they are allowed to push up to a turret, they can easily take out a turret on their own without any problems. So anyhow, yeah, the enemy team just doing a great job of jungling here, as well as keeping the lanes pushed. So really no way for the blue team to come back from this, and that is, yeah, that's really hard to go up against, of course, because if your lanes are always pushed and there is nothing to do in the jungle, then you don't really have a choice of what to do. You need to defend those lanes, and you don't really have any time to do anything else. I just realized, it took me a while, yes I know, I just realized that I had the sound on, and that might actually have caused some, yeah, so some echoes in the the video. Sorry about that. Wow, you see, that's why you have those javelins, and obviously she now has a little bit of AP going. Oh, get out of there! What? Why would you even be there? Just make sure the range on your javelins is far enough, and then you should be fine. But you really don't want to do this. Oh, she's doing it again! But yeah, there's no range on this team. Well, the... oh my god. Oh my god. The Lee Sin kind of has range with that Q, but it's not super range. And we are coming in here as Pantheon, but well, the Shen not teleporting in when he could have. Shen could have saved at least one of them, but wasn't paying attention. Apparently they're not on Skype together, and they didn't communicate that they wanted that Shen ultimate. Because if Shen was there, I think that would have been a 2-for-0 for the blue team instead of for the purple team. Although, well, the Nidalee did die instantly there. She was kind of overextending anyway. So yeah, finally she is starting to do some damage. It's, it's about 20% of the health now. And we are going to take a lot of damage. Yeah. So far behind. 6k gold behind. Out of 12, so it's not as much as it used to be, but it's still 50%. Enemy team is 50% ahead in gold, and that is a big amount. And look at the builds there, going for that armor reduction, and yeah, that means that these armor values are not going to be very useful. Well, they're still going to be useful, but they're not going to be very effective because of this. And yeah, of course we have this Blade of the Ruined King, which is a great item to start with, but it is also one of those items that, well, doesn't provide you with a lot of damage when someone has armor. So I do like the Black Cleaver build, although I'm pretty sure that, yeah, that is still not going to be enough. Because you need to have quite a bit of attacks going, but then again, but with 2 people having black cleavers, that might actually work out for them. So we saw the aggression there from Lee Sin. Definitely played Lee Sin before, because Lee Sin needs to be played like that, like aggressive through the towers and just, yeah, just try to kill people, because killing people is way more important than staying alive for Lee Sin. Because he can stay alive in most cases anyway. So you don't have to be, yeah, you still need to stay alive obviously, but you don't need to be careful at all. You just need to make sure that you actually pick up those kills when you can. So you need to be super aggressive to make that work. And hopefully we will see some more of that, because that is awesome. So the Javelin comes out, hits the Pantheon, and Pantheon is going to back up a little bit. Yeah, not a whole lot of interaction between the teams, it seems. And oh, the dash there. Yeah, it seems that the red team or the purple team wants to keep that. They want to keep that that altar, and obviously that is something that the blue team needs to prevent, because, well, the blue team is not only behind in gold and kills and such, but also in those altars. So instead of giving the enemies a permanent 10% bonus to everything and extra gold, which is like 20% bonus to the gold, yeah, instead you need to make sure that they cannot do this, that they cannot just have that bonus all the time. And obviously this is not how you do that. Pantheon is coming in. Yeah, the ultimate got a little bit bugged. Well, the ring there got a little bit bugged because it wasn't projecting properly on the ground. It was projecting on a layer above the ground, which is kind of stupid, but hey, that's the way it goes sometimes. It's because he teleported on that that altar. It doesn't actually show up. So anyhow, yeah, 16-6 now, and well, we are now, or we are still, I should say, at a 50% advantage for the purple team, and they are now going to push this tower. And look at the damage. Nidalee can't do anything about that. Even though she had a tower with her, he is not even at half health. And he is still going to pick up all of the minions. He's going to pick up a kill. And there is really nothing they can do about that. So they need to wait until the enemies actually make a mistake. And if they do make a mistake, that they actually profit from that. And that they make sure that, well, the enemy pays for that basically. So Lee Sin is not going to make a mistake anytime soon, it seems. He is currently just chilling. But he is going to die here, maybe. Yeah, he is. Finally, he goes down. Took a long time. He takes a lot of damage to kill. But he's not going to make a lot of mistakes. He's 8-2. He has proven to be useful and to be good at playing his character. So I'm not expecting him to mess up too badly. But it may still happen, of course. We will never know. Well, we can't know right now. We will know eventually, of course, who is going to screw up. Because I'm still expecting them to come back, at least almost come back. I'm still not sure who's going to win because they are pretty far behind. But yeah, generally speaking, a lot of the games that are sent to me, like 99% or something like that, is won by whoever sent it to me. And sometimes people realize that they were doing well even though the team was screwing up, and they still send me those games. And I like those because it makes it makes me understand that you understand that it's not about winning or losing, it's about how you play. And if you play well, then yeah, you can lose all you want, but you still played well. So the how you played has nothing to do with whether you won or lost. I mean, we've all won games that, well, we didn't deserve. We've all lost games that we didn't deserve to lose. And yeah, all in all, that is just something that that is inherent to a game. Sometimes you just get carried, and sometimes you can't carry your team. But yeah, those games are fine too. I mean, it makes it a little more exciting for me because if it's close and you lose, or if you do well and then you lose, then yeah, for me that is interesting because it makes that I don't know who wins. If everyone sends me just the same kind of games where they do very well and blah blah blah, then it's kind of, yeah, blah. By the way, they should really capture those altars. They have been there all game and they've just ignored them for most of the game. It seems that Lee Sin is once again getting caught, but this time not getting caught enough, so he doesn't die actually. And look at the damage going down from Darius, just insane damage. The Q comes out, but it's not good enough. It didn't actually reach. And yeah, Lee Sin just chilling in the thing here in this bush. And wow, Nidalee did a great javelin, but then tried to follow up by jumping over and actually killing him, but that really didn't work out because of the lifesteal. This I forgot what it's called. Sanguine Blade actually, yeah, gets you a lot of lifesteal. So yeah, you can get more, of course, out of that if you